Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we have a Jane Doe. They're not sure of her race. Uh, she was found in Atlanta, Georgia, February 4th, 2001. Estimated age 45 to 60 years old. Estimated PMI 12 months. Children were playing in the woods and they found a skull, possibly mixed race, Hispanic Latino or Native American white. A white sock was found with some foot bones. Blue black coveralls and a white shoe are also nearby. It could size 9 shoe, Kathy Ireland brand, size 7 women's pants, white shoe, white sock. So if you have a loved one, family member, friend, someone that you know that was missing at the time, make sure they're in NamUs. Make sure they were actually reported missing and that they are in NamUs, because it could be somebody that's not in NamUs. Also, see if you can't get them put in the Doe Network and the Charlie Project. Now we're going to look at some missing females. We have this girl went missing from Atlanta, Georgia. She was only 16 years old. She went missing July 17th, 2000. So I'm not leaving her out, even though she's 16, because she went missing in that area. She went to look for a job. She never came back home. So, and I believe she had on, it says white K-Swiss sneakers, so she had white shoes on. This girl was 24 years old. She went missing from East Point, Georgia. She was only 24, July 22nd, 1999. That's also in the area, 5'11". She was last seen at her home, Blount Street, East Point, Georgia. Her mother stated she left about 5:30 a.m. to catch the bus to go to work and never made it to work. So, but she was wearing work boots, size 10.5. I don't know about that. Oh yeah, maybe. So, and there's a picture of her. She kind of reminded me of that lady. Okay, and then we have some other missing persons, but they're a lot further away. This lady went missing September 2000 in Kentucky. It says Olive had been visiting relatives in Kentucky and left to return to Fort Myers, Florida. But she took she went to via the airport. She didn't drive. So, and this says she contacted family once she returned to Florida. Her husband filed for divorce November 28, 2000. The divorce was granted with no response from her. So, I don't know. It sounds like she made it back to Florida maybe and then disappeared. Olive Francis Petty. Then we have this lady, Bernadine Paul, from Connecticut, which is really far away, but she kind of reminded me of her, the way she looks. So I decided not to leave her out, even though this is really far away. Last seen at a department store parking lot in the middle of the afternoon. She went across the street to use the ATM and walk home and was never seen again. 37 years old, 5'3" to 5'4". This lady is from Birmingham, Alabama. And it really doesn't give any information. It just says she was last seen in Birmingham, I guess June 1st, 2000. I don't know if that date's right, because usually when it's the first of the month, it's an approximate date. This lady went missing April 1st, 2000. Judy Wilding, Montgomery, Alabama, 55 years old. Last seen about 5 p.m. at her pet store. 8100 block of Vaughn Road, Montgomery. Her vehicle was later located behind of her pet store. Her husband pled guilty to manslaughter in her death. He claims he disposed of her body in and around Lake Martin. Her body has never been found in and around the lake. This lady went missing from Kentucky. 55 years old, 1999. Last seen about 4 o'clock at her residence, Fairview Lane, Shepherdsville, Kentucky, December 1999. Then around 6 p.m., She was sighted walking towards Highway 44. She left her residence. She didn't take her purse, her ID, her money, her credit cards, or critical medication, as she may have traveled to Texas, it says. And this lady went missing from West Virginia, and she was 45 years old. Her and her mother, Mary Friend, and her mother, Marcus Stelniger, last seen at their residence near Jane Lou. As they were dropped off after a shopping trip, she was scheduled to work the following morning at the dry cleaner. She never showed up. Her husband reported them missing when he came home from an out-of-town job in Maryland, December 3rd. They lived together in a small rural town. Her vehicle was located abandoned near an abandoned building in Clarksburg. There was no sign of foul play or evidence. Her Doberman was found dead under the house, but they have not provided any explanation of how the animal died. The other dog, a border collie, was missing from the residence and was found unharmed in an area of Glady Fork near Stonewall Jackson Lake, about 10 miles from her residence. Also at that lake was a purse found that had articles that belonged to both of the women that were missing in the purse. So there was the dog found, and then there was the purse found at the lake. So they searched the lake twice, and they didn't find anything other than that, 2002 and 2007. And thinking about that other woman that went missing, that her husband buried her in and around the lake, it makes you wonder maybe if they were around the lake and not in the lake. Or maybe they just missed them, because sometimes they just miss them. So the Sheriff's Department has several persons of interest in the case, but they haven't named any suspects. 3 law enforcement agencies have been involved in the investigation. So FBI, sheriff, and the police. So if you have any information about who this might be, please contact authorities and let them know. If you have any information about what happened to any of these missing persons, please contact authorities with that information as well. Even if it's just hearsay, you're not sure if it's accurate, you're not sure if it's true, maybe you just know who they were spending time with, where they worked, their favorite places to eat, anything that you have. Or maybe somebody was drinking and talking and you heard it and you want to share that information with the investigators. Please give them any information that you have. It's been a lot of years. They may not have some of the information. Maybe you gave them information years ago and you're not sure if they still have it. Please contact them. Let them know. Let them decide what's relevant and what's important. Don't forget to pray for their families and their loved ones who don't have closure. They don't know what happened to their family member. And feel free to leave comments and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.